Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we're tackling something that hits incredibly close to home for pretty much all of us. Why is saving money just such a universal, everyday struggle? Okay, let's dive right into this, because honestly, understanding the quirky psychology behind our money habits is literally the absolute best way to finally take control of them.
I actually want to start things off with a quick proposition. I'm going to offer you two choices, and, well, I want you to genuinely answer this in your head right now. Don't just brush past it, okay? Which one would you actually pick? Be completely honest with yourself here, because the answer you come up with, it actually says a whole lot about your financial future.
Now, what's really interesting about this exact scenario is how it perfectly captures the tension we face every single day. On one hand, you've got immediate gratification, right? A crisp $100 bill right here, right now, right in your pocket. But on the other hand, there's the higher payoff, $120, but you gotta wait a whole month for it. Now, mathematically speaking, the 120 is the undeniably smarter move. It's a massive 20% return. Yet for so many of us, getting that $100 today, it just feels better, doesn't it?
Let's look at part one, Emma's savings trap, which is a highly familiar story.
You see, Emma is someone you probably know, or, maybe her story even reminds you a bit of yourself. She just wanted to save enough money for a nice vacation. So she deliberately set aside $200 from every single paycheck. Let's trace how that well-intended plan actually played out. Month 1, complete success. She hit her goal perfectly. But then, well, month 2 rolls around and her friends invite her out. She thinks to herself, hey, it's just one dinner. So she skips her savings for that paycheck. Month 3, a massive flash sale appears online and her brain immediately tells her this deal is never coming back. So she skips sailing again. And as the months go by, it just snowballs. A concert she absolutely couldn't miss, a quick weekend trip, a brand new phone. Before she even knew it, 6 months later, her vacation fund had barely grown at all. It completely normalizes just how incredibly easy it is to let our absolute best intentions slip away.
But here is the absolute critical takeaway from her story. Every single purchase felt entirely reasonable. Every excuse made perfect sense in the moment. And the really strange part about all of this is that Emma wasn't being reckless. She wasn't an inherently irresponsible person. Instead, she simply fell victim to a totally natural psychological phenomenon that is actually the root cause of this entire struggle.
Which brings us to part 2, the psychology of present bias. So the crucial point here is that this is the exact concept that should totally absolve you of any heavy guilt over your perceived lack of willpower. Seriously, it is not a character flaw. It's what we call present bias. Basically, it's the natural tendency for our brains to value rewards today significantly more than bigger rewards tomorrow. As human beings, our brains are literally biologically wired to prioritize the immediate. I mean, think about it. Throughout most of human history, immediate rewards meant survival, and our brains simply haven't evolved past that deeply ingrained instinct, even though we now live in this modern world of high-yield savings accounts and long-term financial planning.
Because of this present bias, the simple act of buying something right now just feels better biologically. It triggers a very real, very happy chemical response in our heads. Saving for later, on the other hand, it feels entirely abstract, kind of boring. Even when we logically know, without a shadow of a doubt, that saving for later is the objectively smarter choice, our neurological wiring still powerfully pushes us toward that immediate reward.
Moving on to part 3, how companies exploit us using marketing tactics.
Now, if you think present bias is just some harmless, quirky feature of the human brain, well, think again. The stakes are actually incredibly high here. Massive corporations and their huge marketing departments are well aware of this, and they actively weaponize this psychological wiring against us using triggers we see constantly. Buy now, limited time, one-day sale. I can practically guarantee you've seen at least one of these today. They are so deeply normalized in our daily lives that we barely even register them as the psychological traps they actually are. Precision engineered to hijack your present bias and create a totally false sense of urgency.
And this brilliantly illustrates the reality of the ecosystem we live in. Absolutely everything around us is designed to make the present feel vastly more urgent and important than the future. That is the ultimate goal of all these super aggressive marketing tactics. They literally want to shrink your timeline down to right this very second, making tomorrow's financial security feel completely irrelevant compared to whatever is in today's checkout cart.
Let's move to part 4, systems over willpower, and how to plot your escape.
So if both our own biology and multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns are working against us, how in the world do we actually win? Well, the great myth of personal finance is that people who build wealth just possess this incredible ironclad willpower. But the truth?
They absolutely don't have stronger willpower than you or I do. Not at all. Instead of relying on exhausting daily discipline to fight human nature, they just build reliable, unbreakable systems.
And honestly, those systems are incredibly straightforward. Step 1, automatic savings. Step 2, automatic investing. The absolute only effective way to beat your own biological bias is to forcefully remove yourself from the decision-making process altogether. You have got to make the decision to save completely automatic. When your paycheck hits, the money has to move to savings and investments before you even see it. Basically, before your present-focused brain even gets a chance to convince you to spend it.
There's actually this brilliant saying in behavioral economics that I absolutely love. The future rarely wins an argument against today. It is just such a powerfully accurate summation of why relying on daily choices is a losing battle. If you leave your financial security up to daily internal arguments in your head about whether to save or spend, today is going to win almost every single time. Your brain will always find a perfectly reasonable excuse, exactly like Emma's did.
So, let's circle all the way back to where we started this explainer. If someone offered you $100 today or $120 next month, which one would you honestly choose now that you understand exactly what's happening behind the scenes in your brain? I really want to challenge you to drop a comment below with your honest choice. And hey, if you found this explainer helpful and you're eager to truly master your own financial habits, make sure to subscribe for more money psychology lessons that can genuinely change your future. Thanks so much for joining me today.